impossible for an anime to be too well animated for its own good? MAPPA's return with Jujutsu, the Culling Game, has sparked the biggest debate of 2026. It is an absolute visual masterpiece. Yet half the fanbase is complaining about serious mental exhaustion. Let's dive into the most controversial, bloody, and visually stunning battle royale in modern Shonen history. Following the devastating fallout of the Shibuya Incident, Japan is plunged into absolute chaos. Kenjaku, the ancient mastermind behind it all, has trapped Tokyo in a colossal barrier for a deadly tournament known as the Culling Game, Sorcerers, and Newly Awakened Curse. Users are forced to slaughter each other to earn points and survive. Yuji, Itadori, and Megumi Fushiguro have no choice but to dive headfirst into this meat grinder. Their main goal, rack up enough points to add new rules to the game and save Megumi's sister, Sumiko. But in a game where the only law is murder, surviving means crossing lines they can never come back from. Studio MAPPA continues to push the absolute limits of TV animation. The choreography is so fluid and cinematic, you'll forget you're watching a weekly broadcast. Every domain expansion and curse technique feels like a blockbuster movie event, but here lies the double-edged sword. The sheer volume of combat is causing major battle fatigue. The Culling Game introduces a dizzying amount of complex rules and mechanics. At times, you feel less like you're watching an emotional narrative and more like you're reading a rule book for a tabletop RPG. Heavy reliance on technical power scaling often overshadows the emotional core that made the earlier seasons so gripping. We get introduced to a parade of new characters, and before you even learn their names, they're thrown into 20-minute high-octane brawls. The stakes are technically high, but because the emotional beats are constantly interrupted by hyper-complex cursed energy explanations, the impact gets diluted. Yet, despite these narrative hurdles, the pure spectacle keeps you glued to the screen. Even when you're exhausted by the endless fighting, you simply can't look away from MAPPA's breathtaking art direction. It's a sensory overload in the best and worst ways possible. Scouring the discussions on Reddit and any Twitter, the biggest pro is undoubtedly the pure hype of the matchups. Fans are losing their minds over the introduction of heavy hitters like Hikari and Yuta. The community agrees that when this arc hits its peaks, it delivers the most adrenaline-pumping fights in the entire franchise. Fans are frustrated that long-standing emotional threads are ignored in favor of non-stop action. Many hardcore viewers feel the story has morphed into an endless tournament arc, sacrificing depth for flashy high-stakes violence. Like a shadow next to me. Jujutsu Kaisen, the Culling Game, is a deeply flawed but undeniably breathtaking experience. If you are here for deep philosophical debates and slow character growth, this arc might leave you feeling completely exhausted. But if you want to witness some of the most jaw-dropping, fluid animation in modern anime, it is an absolute must. MAPPA has delivered a gorgeous, blood-soaked spectacle that sacrifices a bit of its soul for sheer entertainment value. It's a bumpy ride, but it's one you simply cannot afford to miss if you want to stay part of the global anime conversation. Final score, 8.5 out of 10.